Afana, so we bought in your, you won't kill yourself, bought in your neck feeling. Okay, whatever. Let's go on.
Yeah.
So, I'm guessing, it's not guess, what we're here today to do is talk about the problems we're facing in Africa, right? Yeah, in Nigeria to be specific. And first of all, we have to talk about INEC before we move on to the presidential election, because we kind of had a conversation about this already, right?
Yeah.
So, which did not have anything to do with INEC.
Okay.
It was just the presidential election
Yeah,
and the people.
election.
Yeah. But right now, the narrative has changed,
Okay.
which is INEC. INEC right now, well, INEC stands for Independent National Electoral Commission.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't want to go into details about what INEC did, if it's good or bad, if they had 4 years to make them good or not for Nigerians. But for me, I feel like INEC needs to go. INEC needs to be dissolved.
Okay.
Totally dissolved. And that is a conversation that Nigerians are not having. They are not setting the priorities right. They're not talking about the right things. INEC was commissioned in 1999. From 1999 to 2019, that is 20 years.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
And if you really go through what INEC is about, you find out that they have this quote. Well, pardon me if I'm not so correct about it, or but they want to be the best independent electoral body in the world. For 20 years, 20 good years, INEC has been holding that position to make a difference for Nigerians, to conduct a free and fair election. Yet for 20 years, we're talking about things need to change. We need to get people out if they're not functioning. We need to get them out if they're not working. Bro, two things are going to be involved this election. The people are going to choose their president, and after that is done, INEC should consider this the last election they are going to conduct. We have done it before. There have been 2 electoral bodies before INEC. We have the Federal Electoral Commission, which is, I think, FedCon or whatever, and we had the NECON, which is the National Electoral Commission.
Yeah, I remember NECON.
NECON stayed from 1995 to 1998. You get it? Yeah, before INEC. So what are we really looking for? If things are not working the way it ought to, then go dissolve it, because it's clear already.
So are you blaming INEC now or the federal government? Because the new controls INEC.
Obviously, INEC is seen as an independent body. But that is the reason why I am saying INEC needs to be dissolved.
Okay.
When you dissolve an independent body that's claimed to be independent for over 20 years, and you're supposed to fulfill some certain standards, build some certain standards for the people, and it's not working, then it's obvious that there are some mingling in that affair. Something is going on within. We don't want it anymore. We want something different.
When it comes to the issue of INEC, not just INEC,
Okay.
everything about Nigeria, to me, nothing is functioning in that country.
But everyone, sorry to call you short, everyone needs to start giving accountability.
Yeah, that's the point. Now, to INEC is like, how would I put it, like, they don't even understand the.
So they need to go. They need to go. Listen, the world, international observers, Nigerians in diaspora, other African countries, they were watching. Believe me when I tell you that these people are all disappointed in the way this turned out. There is no way Now I'm going to say whatever every other person has been saying. There is no way you're going to have 4 years. Not just 4 years, you've had 20 years. 20 good years, not 4 years, for you to build on your failures. From the first election they conducted, observers criticized them. The second one, observers criticized them. The third one, observers criticized them. Here we are again. And do you get it? And if you're not building on your mistake, you're trying to, do better by the year. See, listen, this is not a 4-year thing. This is 20 years.
Yeah.
There is no explanation for it. The people are observing. Africans in diaspora are observing. Africans are observing. Nigerians are observing. And believe me when I tell you that they are all disappointed. Nobody is taking accountability. Nobody is taking responsibility for what is happening. And no one is obeying the law. Even when it comes to any government parastatals, like the INEC right now, and other body. The lawmakers that make the laws, they don't obey the law. The law enforcers, they don't obey the law. The ones that are supposed to abide by the law, they don't obey the law. So what are we talking about?
Are for the masses.
See, that is the thing. The laws are for the masses. The masses do not obey the law. The lawmakers do not obey the law. The law enforcers do not obey the law.
When the lawmakers do not obey the law, how do you expect the masses to obey?
So that is where the problem is. That is where we come with what is the purpose. INEC has claimed to be they want to be the best electoral body. Look at where we are. Then now let's go towards another direction, which is the political parties, the presidential candidates, and the election in general. I told you something the last time we were together when we were having the discussion.
Yeah.
I told you that the people do not know how to say no.
That Nigerian people.
They do not know how to say no.
Yeah.
They will only complain, speak on it, and still do what they've been told to do.
I think they're kind of scared.
But that is what it is.
Or maybe they don't know their right.
That is what it is.
For the power
You can't keep complaining when you have the power to decide whatever you want. I told you, they ought to boycott this election. That is what they were supposed to do. I need help them to do that. Making them realize that they have the upper power. This is something that Nigerians were supposed to do, to show INEC, show the government that we have the power to choose and decide that these are the candidates we want. You're not just going to force a candidate on us and make us choose. We decide to say these two, they are not qualified, we do not want them. But what? They complained, they were still willing to go vote. They went to police stations, people slept outside under the cold and all that. You get it? And not just in a day on the day of the election, it was cancelled.
3 a.m.
They are telling you Nigerians that you do not have any power. You do not have any right, no say.
Nothing at all.
That is where you were supposed to boycott the election and say, these people, we do not want them. They do not fit the criteria, the standard we set for ourselves.
Yeah.
And now they fixed another date, hoping you're going to come outside.
Of course, they're going to
You can imagine. It is a time, if Nigerians say we boycott this election until you make this, we set the date, we're going to set a forum, we're going to set a body that will represent the people. This is what the masses are supposed to do. That we represent the people and we dialogue on a date that is applicable, that is acceptable by everyone. But no, they're not going to do that. They still want to go again on, when did they book it for? 23rd. What if they move it forward again? They have no choice. They keep complaining. No, that's the pain I feel.
But I want to ask, who is Nigeria's president? Who is the president of Nigeria?
First of all, thank you for that question. Before I go further to answer that question, you just asked.
Yeah.
Is there supposed to be a president when an election is holding?
A week to election.
A week to election? The president is supposed to vacate the office.
The seats should be vacant for now.
Should be vacant for now. There is no one supposed to be addressed the president right now.
Yeah.
They are all the president aspirant. See, this is to tell you how bad governance and everything is.
Nothing is working.
Go online and search for the incumbent president of Nigeria. There is no update if he has stepped down to actually want to contest or not. Nothing like that. He still
You know,
shows him,
Yeah.
which is wrong for a country that is called the giant of Africa. All this shows that there is no purpose. Then back to the question, who? It's even sad that we're still talking about somebody that is supposed to be in office and we're saying he's the president.
Yeah,
No,
he's
he's not.
not.
He's not the president right now.
Buhari is not the president.
There is no president. There's supposed to be no president. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what the rule says, the code of conduct or whatever that is, whatever they call it in the government. I don't know what it says, but come on, man. Things. I think most of the things in that stuff is obsolete.
Apart from even the rules and the code, logically, a week to the election,
You vacate.
you understand? That seat,
You vacate.
presently, because Buhari is just as good as Atiku, as an aspirant, as good as
Yeah,
the other political,
Yeah.
candidates.
that's true.
You understand? So for now, Buhari shouldn't be addressed
As a
as
president.